Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Billy was one of these cool hurlers, like skillful,
Yeah,
strong on the ground, like
yeah.
probably 5'8" as he was at the time. Like, and Billy Billy was born in 1931,
Yeah.
and he won a minor final with Abbey Leaks in 1948.
Oh, yeah.
He was working with Daddy below in Moat at that stage.
Right.
And I remember him showing me the medal, like.
Oh, God, yeah.
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 But Billy was a terrible, nice, quiet, calculated hurler, like, and
Yeah.
great character and very sincere, and
Yeah.
wouldn't understand anything about fighting or.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah,
he would just put up to him.
Oh, yeah. He'd be able to hold his own.
Yeah, and Billy won a senior football medal with Ballyroan in 1950.
That's right, yeah.
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 Playing a corner forward, so he would have been only 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good enough to hold his place. A 19-year-old on the Ballyroan team in 1950, like with Mick Kinsler and Bill and
Yeah, Joe Delaney.
Joe Delaney and Mikey, and
Yeah.
they were hardy boys.
Oh, God,
like.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that final well too. I was only 11.
Yeah, but you remember.
Daddy had a baby forward at the time. And
Yeah.
God, we used to go to matches everywhere. Like.
Oh, God, absolutely. Yeah. Sure, the sport was the backbone.
Yeah, but then, where are we? We're in 1960. We played Clonard in Abbey Leaks anyway.
Yeah.
And that was about the 22nd, 3rd or 4th of July, and I was due to get married on the 4th of August.
Right.
Anyway, sure, there was no fear then about getting hurted or anything.
Oh, that's all, yeah.
And, but like going out against Clonard, I remember I took the ball in my hand and meant to go put it on the hurl, like, and the next thing this hurl came in over my shoulder to flick it away.
Yeah.
But he struck me here on the chin with a hurl with a band on it, like, and split me chin.
All right. Oh, my God.
And sure, I had to go off, like. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it was Billy Whalen coming in my place, like.
Right.
And when I went for my passport photograph the following day, like, there I was with this great big plaster on my chin, like, and that was on my passport for the next 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely,
Anyway,
yeah.
so anyway, but that, when I went off, I think we were 7 or 8 points behind, but we were only beaten by 4 points or 5 points after, like.
Yeah, serious achievement for him, yeah.
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 And Paddy wasn't playing that day either, like.
Yeah. Right.
So, but then, Asher, at the end of 65 then, I think a lot of the lads, I moved away, I think Noel Paycock moved away,
Yeah.
who else moved away? Yeah, Christy Wallace and Jim Early, yeah, that was a bit of a blow, like.
Yeah, well, I'd say Noel People was probably in England at that time, was he?
No, Noel was on the team that year.
Yeah, I know that, but was he coming and going a bit as well along with Joe, no?
No, I don't
No,
think
no,
so.
might not. No, I just
don't
thought-
think so.
Yeah, I just thought Noel was in England, that's it.
Well,
yeah.
he got a Leinster medal with Laois Miners in 1964.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't on the team, but he was a sub.
Yeah.
Billy Delaney now was from Ballynakill, was on our intermediate team, and I don't think he played on the senior team in 65. When he
Yeah.
played the 1 year, and Mel Barry played the 2 year, I think. He did. Yeah, but we had great hurlers like.
I thought it was a serious achievement for the Pickers to be able to match Clonard within a few points.
That's right.
1965, because Clonard
Yeah.
with the Kingpins and Laois at the time.
But a small
fairly
subs
strong.
like Paddy Cahill was a big loss to us that day, because Paddy would always be one of our stalwarts in the back.
Absolutely, yeah.
Paddy was only about 5'7" or 8", like,
Yeah.
and he was only probably 10 stone weight, or was he even 10 stone? God, I remember at that time Paddy used to suffer from the stomach.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Sure, he'd eat his dinner there and he'd go out and get up on the old tractor, like, and sure, he wouldn't be gone 100 yards, he'd be down throwing up his guts, like.
Yeah.
He had a serious operation afterwards in life, like, to correct that,
Yeah,
like,
right,
you know.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know what, it was a spirit in Paddy like that.
Oh, yeah. I would say I had the privilege of hurling on at Paddy as well. Like, he wasn't finished when I started to play.
Yeah, but his
And
ball control and his body,
his skill was magnificent, yeah.
and you couldn't hook him. Whatever the hell way he used to drag the hurl up from the ground.
Yeah,
And
that skill.
I don't know where he used to get the strength to drive it down the field. And that time, like, the ball was heavy. It wasn't like the the sponge ball they're playing with now.
Oh,
Like.
absolutely, yes. It's a level ball, yeah.
Won't be
Because Paddy was playing full back, and you'd say, 10 stone weight playing full back. But
yeah, but that was in later years. But
absolutely,
mostly he was wing half back then. Like, sure, he'd be covering all over the place. Like.
Yeah.
Paddy's motto was, like, I'm only 10 stone or whatever. So I'd never stand in beside a lad 15 stone weight, because I'd always stand a yard or a foot either in front of him or behind him or one side of him.
Yeah.
Because if you were under a dropping ball with one of them, you'd be on the ground, he says, before you'd know it. So there was no point in being on the ground. You'd be better off be standing up. Like.
Yeah, he knew
so
his
whatever
strengths.
hope you had standing up by standing a foot away from him, you had no hope of standing up if you were standing hip to hip with him. Like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But then when the ball would be there, he'd be there. Like.
Yeah.
And that was Paddy's motto. Like.
Yeah, worked for him anyway.
Flick it and get out into the open. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, move on. 65 then you played Clonard, so that was 65 finished up.
Yeah.
So now we're going to 66 now.
Yeah, sure, I was gone. My whole life changed then. Like.
I mean, you got married and your priorities had to change a bit.
I was in love then, like, and all I wanted, like, was to get out and make a life for Bernie and myself.
Oh yeah, naturally.
So I done a few interviews. I remember I done an interview that year up in Mayo, on a pig farm up in Mayo. I was fierce interested in pigs, you see.
Yeah.
And I had my own little pig project down in the yard in Moat here. From the time, like, from about from the time I remember my father gave me a little two bonds, like, when I was 21 for my 21st birthday.
Yeah, right.
And
you didn't try to any of the children to get away with 21st birthday like that.
but it was a great thing to get, like. But it started me off, like, I fattened them anyway, and so I probably fed them on what was below in the yard, like.
Oh, God, absolutely.
It was all profit, you see. I sold. One was a male and the other was a female.
Yeah.
But I suppose to get back to the hurling weight, where we finished, I might.
No, we'll talk a little bit about this, Peter, because I'm interested, and we couldn't interview you without asking you about the pigs. Like.
Oh, I know, but like to finish up about the hurling.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That day in Clonard, or against Clonard and Abbeyleaf, that was my last game. Although it wasn't actually exactly my last game. I remember coming up from Cork one Sunday, and Ballypickers was playing a match in Abbeyleaf, and they were short someone, and sure, they persuaded me to get in. Like, I hadn't held the hurling in my hand for about 2 years, and well, I probably wasn't that fit. Like, they put me in a corner back. I'll never forget it. I couldn't hit the ball or anything. Sure, but that was the last day I played for Ballypickers.
I just left out, Peter. You were secondary in, all
I was
along.
secondary all that time.
All that time, right long.
Yeah.
So you had exciting times, and
that's right. Going to meetings in Mount Rat, like there in the old band room, I think it was, there opposite the church at the other side. At the other side of the road from the church, there was an old room there. I think they used to call it the band room. Jesus, you'd be afraid of your life and afraid. It was an old loft. You at the meetings, Tom? Now I don't think there was any rats or anything in it, like, but everything else was in it.
It's a scary place, huh?
It was hairy mollies and cobwebs and
the whole lot.
And the grinder, Conroy was the chairman in the early stages, like, and Asher, he was great, like, he was very. But the rivalry between the clubs was to surface at these meetings, like. So Ballypickers now is playing. They're playing Mount Mellick, like, in the first round of this championship. The grinder would say, like, and so can we have a venue for this match, like? And so we played in Abbeyleaf, Jack. Huh? Mount Mellick could say, we'll play it over in Clonaslee. So. Oh, well, wait, now we can't have this kind of crack going on, like. It was like a negotiation, like. So eventually we'll play it in O'Moore Park. O'Moore Park's not available. The senior matches on that day, you can't play there. Oh, sure, there's only one place left. We played in Mount Rat. Oh, that's a tie-hole pitch, like. Sure, the young lads will get murdered over there, like. So anyway, that's where, that's the way it was. Now, who's the referee for this match? Oh, Paddy Brennan of Abbeyleaf, we'd propose, like. And they'd say, oh, sure, we'll propose Conroy from Rosenallis, like. And then the horse trading that started.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you'd end up then with probably getting someone from Port or
Yeah,
Earl or Billy Delaney was a very favourite referee back then from Earl. Do you remember Billy Delaney, Tom?
Yeah.
You know, he refereed an awful lot of our matches, like.
Yeah. You liked him, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.